Ahead on Q2, stepping up to meet a community need.
This whole thing is a blessing to Billings.
With demand as high as ever, assembly lines filled with food and long lines of traffic greet a local nonprofit as its annual Thanksgiving distribution drive kicks off. Plus, criminal cases dismissed.
I'm grateful that the court ended the case against me, which was a prosecution based on malevolence and incompetence.
The Trump administration's efforts to prosecute political opponents takes a hit with a legal defeat and worries with wolves.
You would be asking for a disaster if you walked close, to a bunch of wolves.
Another wildlife run-in at Yellowstone National Park has some raising the alarm. The MTN 430 News starts right now. Well, good afternoon, and thanks for joining us on this Monday. I'm Russ Riesinger. Just the season of giving, and this year with inflation and the recent government shutdown, it's just as important as ever. Over the next 2 days, Billings Family Service will be handing out Thanksgiving meals to those in need. It's an effort that takes the support of the entire community, including from us here at Q2 with Turkey Tuesday. Our Charlie Kleps looks at just how impactful this effort is.
It felt a little bit like Black Friday on Monday at the Billings Family Service as cars lined up behind me waiting for their Thanksgiving meal boxes. In total, there'll be 1,400 handed out over the next 2 days. It's an assembly line on steroids.
It's a gift from heaven. I love it.
And for Billings residents like the Klostermeyers, it's a godsend.
Oh, very much so. Yeah, it's our Thanksgiving.
When you get to be our age and you're living on Social Security,
yeah,
it's wonderful.
The Klostermeyers were just one of hundreds picking up their Thanksgiving boxes on Monday. Check out this line down First Avenue South.
I got here at 8:20 this morning and there was already a line forming.
Billings Family Service Development Director Kelsey Stark says the need is easy to see.
It's a huge need, which I'm just happy that we're able to provide to these families that are, a little short on Thanksgiving this year.
And the boxes speak for themselves.
Turkey, stuffing, corn, green beans, and then we try to do some sort of bakery.
All of which was donated by the community. We did our part 2 weeks ago, bringing in 1,000 turkeys on Turkey Tuesday.
It's just inspiring to see that what we're doing for the community.
And it is an all-hands-on-deck type of day. One that would not be possible without volunteers.
Gives me a reason to get out of bed and do something for the community now.
Terry Struck has been helping at Family Service for the past 8 years. He says today is always extra special.
I see a lot of people that are going to eat well at Thanksgiving, and it's a good thing because a lot of people are down on their luck this year.
A hectic day for all involved. Struck says it's a good distraction.
Do you ever get emotional when you're here on stuff like this?
I don't. I stay too busy to get emotional.
But others aren't so lucky.
I see all these people and I think of all of the people that are donating. It's amazing.
In Billings, Charlie Kleps, MTN News.
This drive comes at a time when wholesale turkey prices are up more than 40%. One of the reasons behind the price hike, diseases have shrunk the U.S. turkey population to a 40-year low this Thanksgiving. Despite that news, many grocery stores are offering discounted or even free turkeys to attract customers. Overall, Thanksgiving meal staples are expected to cost about 4% more this year. Canned cranberry sauce saw the biggest price jump due to drought and higher can costs from steel tariffs. Some big weather changes coming in fast and furious today. This was the scene around 2:45 today as a fast-moving system brought high winds, blowing snow, rain, and poor visibility. It's a similar story in Bozeman and Livingston today, where the storm came from, with the city seeing some fresh powder from it. And this is just the beginning of the changes as colder temperatures look to follow. With the very latest on what to expect, here's meteorologist Ed McIntosh.
It was right around lunchtime today that I grabbed this picture from our iCam at the Bozeman Airport, just over in Belgrade. An eyewitness there referred to it as a doozy, using the technical term for it. And then that started to move our direction. Of course, we showed you those pictures of the rain, snow, and wind moving through the Billings area, but also reports of wind from early this morning all the way over towards Billings throughout the day. If I zoom down a bit, a lot of those wind gusts have been hitting over 50 miles per hour, driving that wind, rain, snow all across the eastern plains, so we're continuing to see some bands of rain here on Doppler radar. And snow is continuing to develop as well. A lot going on in the forecast as we start getting close to Thanksgiving. I'll give you the details coming up in a few minutes.
U.S. and Ukrainian officials say they made important progress over the weekend in talks to end the war with Russia. President Trump is pushing for his 28-point plan to end the war, but it includes concessions Ukraine is not yet willing to accept, such as ceding land to Russia. Natalie Brand has more details from the White House.
Russian forces launched a massive drone attack on Ukraine Sunday, killing 4 people on the same day Ukrainian and U.S. negotiators talked about President Trump's peace plan. President Zelensky on Monday called it a critical time.
It is crucial to support the principles on which Europe stands, that borders cannot be changed by force, that war criminals must not escape justice, and that the aggressor must pay fully for the war he started.
Zelensky indicated territory remains a sticking point. The U.S. and Ukraine say they're working to update the administration's original draft 28-point peace plan. That proposal called for Ukraine to give up territory, cap the size of its military, and swear off NATO membership. Critics say it included many of Moscow's longstanding demands.
It is essentially the wish list of the Russians.
Secretary of State Marco Rubio is privately meeting with President Trump today after reporting progress in those weekend talks.
We're working through making some changes, some adjustments, in the hopes of furthering narrowing the differences and getting closer to something that both Ukraine and obviously the United States are very comfortable with.
A joint statement released by the administration following the U.S.-Ukrainian meeting said they reaffirmed any future agreement must fully uphold Ukraine's sovereignty. As fighting continues, Russia's military released video claiming to show the capture of 3 new Ukrainian villages along the eastern front. Natalie Brand, CBS News, the White House.
The Trump administration was dealt a blow in its legal battle against former FBI Director James Comey and New York Attorney General Letitia James. A federal judge ruled the top prosecutor who brought those charges was illegally appointed. Nate Reed has details.
A pair of high-profile criminal cases targeting 2 of President Trump's adversaries, former FBI Director James Comey and New York Attorney General Letitia James, have been dismissed. For months, President Trump has publicly pushed Attorney General Pam Bondi and the Department of Justice to indict high-profile critics, including James Comey and Letitia James. The rulings Monday handed down by Judge Cameron Curry not addressing the charges directed against Comey and James, but instead targeting interim U.S. Attorney for the Eastern District of Virginia, Lindsay Halligan. Judge Curry ruling that Halligan was illegally appointed to her position. Halligan took the role after her predecessor, Eric Siebert, resigned after reportedly declining to press charges against Comey and James. Under federal law, the Attorney General of the United States may appoint an interim U.S. Attorney for 120 days. While the president's pick goes through a constitutionally mandated Senate confirmation process. If the president's pick is yet to be confirmed after 120 days, interim appointments are then up to district courts themselves. Judge Curry writing that Halligan, quote, was not appointed in a manner consistent with his framework. Attorney General James praising the judge's decision, writing in part, quote, I remain fearless in the face of these baseless charges as I continue fighting for New Yorkers every single day. Former FBI Director Comey responding in a video statement posted to social media.
I'm grateful that the court ended the case against me, which was a prosecution based on malevolence and incompetence.
But it's likely not the end for these cases. Both were dismissed without prejudice, meaning the government can try again in the future under different circumstances. Nathaniel Reed, Scripps News Group, Washington.
The Thanksgiving travel rush is underway with a record number of people expected to fly over coming days. The TSA expects to screen nearly 18 million people from tomorrow through next Tuesday, the most in 15 years. It comes after widespread disruptions in air travel following the longest government shutdown in U.S. history. Federal aviation officials were out at Newark Liberty International Airport Monday, stressing the nation's airports are ready to meet the demand.
For us, this week is our Super Bowl, and I'm here to tell you we've got a great plan. We're past the lapse. Controllers are back at work. They're excited to be back on the job. They're excited to be compensated to be back on the job.
If you are delayed or you're canceled, know that it comes from a place of your safety in mind. If it's weather, if it's mechanical, if it's air traffic control, staffing issues, those are the factors that are considered.
AAA projects 70 million Americans will travel 50 miles or more during the Thanksgiving holiday period. Tuesday, Wednesday, and Sunday afternoons are expected to be busier than the rest. Run-ins with wildlife at Yellowstone National Park have become far too common recently. Now a close encounter with wolves in Yellowstone National Park has gone viral, drawing criticism online. While we don't have rights to that video, we did meet the man who filmed it and spoke to an expert on how to view wolves without putting yourself and others in danger. Will Wagner has the story.
Keith Curbs was watching wolves at Yellowstone National Park when he saw a man getting very close to them. That's when he began snapping photos like this one and recording a video that has since gone viral, sparking outrage.
I will be honest with you, when I was recording it, I actually had the thought that, like, this could go viral. I mean, it did occur to me, but then I was just like, oh, you know, who am I? You know, who's what, you know, I'm nobody, you know, and then to see it go like this has been like, oh, this is kind of crazy.
We can only show you the photos Curbs took that day because we don't have rights to the video. Curbs says he and other wolf watchers were several hundred yards away. He says he was able to capture what he called an extremely dangerous decision because he was using a 500mm lens.
I saw movement and saw this guy walking towards the wolves, and I'm like, what is he doing? I really don't know what his motivation was. I mean, it seemed like you would be asking for a disaster if you walked close, you know, to a bunch of wolves.
Emil McCain is the founder of Yellowstone Wildlife Tours and organizes safe wolf encounters as part of his job. McCain says the wolves were 6 months old, an age where they begin to learn they are top predators. While there has not been a wolf attack in the park before, McCain agrees a disaster was very possible in this circumstance.
This was one situation where those wolves were curious about him. They approached him not knowing what he would do, and it could have ended very poorly for everybody involved.
While tours are a great way to encounter wolves in Yellowstone, not every visitor can take advantage of the opportunity. McCain says there are still tools to help tourists see wolves clearly at a safe distance.
We stay along that road corridor where we are not venturing into their space, but we stay at a respectful distance, and we use either binoculars, which we supply for all of our guests, as well as high-powered spotting scopes.
Will Wagner, MTN News.